Star products of the day, and that's also something we say about Rick Roman. Rick Roman, Chef Rick Roman, who is here, very, very busy father, husband, and chef. You used to own a catering company. You've worked in the wine business.
Correct.
But today you bring us something that every household should have. These are the Dripsies.
They're Dripsies. You know, this is a classic American invention, David, something that we take for granted in the sink when we're rinsing dishes in the sink, okay? And the difference between Dripsie and any other normal sink strainer, and I'm going to come in the sink because her traditional sink strainer, first of all, those metal ones, you can see how these get like kind of gross and rust. They also sit on top of the sink, so the food gets stuck. With Dripsie, you have a rimless design. So what does that mean? It's going to sit below the sink drain, but it also has vents all the way around. So what does that mean, David? When I go to rinse my food, I want you to see something here. Notice how the food easily goes into the drain, but guess what doesn't happen? It doesn't stop letting the water flow because of those air vents, David.
And it doesn't clog the drain with all that food debris, right?
And here's the beautiful part, David. It has this little post in the middle, so when I pick this up, it's naturally stick resistant. So what does that mean? All the food empties out. This can go in the dishwasher. It's flexible. It's not going to get stinky, so you can wash it over and over. It really is just a smart solution to something we've kind of accepted. Now it's a better design.
And maybe you have a disposer in your sink, maybe you don't. Or maybe you don't want to lose things down to the disposer. You're capping strawberries, for example, because they're BOGO at the market, right? Buy one, get one. And you're in the sink, and you're cutting the green cap off the strawberries, and you're thinking, oh my word, what if one of these gets sacrificed to the disposer gods? Because I'm relatively sure a monster lives down there.
That's right.
This is what makes the Dripsie so important, because it's a barrier. It lets the water pass through.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
it stops all the solids.
Yeah, and when you're rinsing your dishes, let's think about what's coming up, all those holidays, right? We're going to be doing all those dishes, but guess what? We don't want to have to stop the water and worry about the food getting stuck. Simply, all these, notice how this is below the edge here, so all the food can easily flow down. And then, David, when it's time to take it out, all you do is pick it up by this post. And I love the fact that the food naturally releases. When you're done using this for a day, put this in the dishwasher, David. It's going to clean it right up. I tell you what, the flexible nature, instead of having one of these that rusts and bends and breaks and sits on top of the drain, this sits right in the drain.
Yeah, this is just, as Mark Charles would call it, a smarter mousetrap.
Smarter mouse, yeah.
Now, you get a set of 3. They will come individually boxed, yes, Rick?
That's right, correct.
Yeah, individually boxed. We've got one box out here to show you how they come boxed. So if you're looking to keep one for yourself or 2 for yourself and you put one in the gift closet, great. Now, here's your set of 3 in the blue. I also have this in black, I have this in red, and I have this in gray. 500 sets are gone now, and 1,000 people waiting to place orders. Your 2 best ways and 2 fastest ways to place orders right now, QVC.com and mobile apps. Now, this is all about something that is moldable.
That's right.
Washable. And also sustainable, yes?
Correct. Now look at the difference, David. So your traditional strainer, first of all, these things rust, they get kind of gross. They also sit above the drain. So that means the food gets stuck here, right? And then when they fill up, they clog. With Dripsie, you have a rimless design.
Or you turn the water on too fast and that drain pops out of the way.
Exactly. Yeah. This sits and nestles down. Now this fits 3¼ inch drains, which is most drains, right? So now once that's in there, David, if I'm rinsing my food out, right?
Some leftover noodle soup.
Some leftover noodle soup. What I love about it is all that food, and we don't have a sprayer on this thing, so I'm doing a little, simulating a sprayer.
Yeah, we are a state-of-the-art television facility with no running water. Yeah, exactly.
So, but you see, notice how when the water flows, that food doesn't get stuck at the edge, and all that food can naturally flow into your Dripsie. It doesn't get stuck at the edge, and then when I need to take it out, it has that little post, but once again, all that food will pop right out, and this, David, is ready to go in the dishwasher after you've done all your dishes.
I always say when you work in the donut shop, it takes a fancy donut to turn your head. Our planner, Maureen, was going over the show with me today, and she said, David, I bought these.
Yeah.
I bought these for my own kitchen because I felt like I needed them, and I shared them with my daughters who have their own kitchens. This is remarkable. Here's your set of 3 in the blue. Most limited, 1,900. Set of 3 in the black. Set of 3 in the red. Remember, you do get this box. That's where the 3rd one is. And then finally we have the set of 3 in the gray. 1,800 ordered now in this show with 1,500 people waiting to place orders. I used to say on the phone lines, but that dates me.
Yeah.
Because now everybody is placing their orders different ways than just the traditional phone lines. So it's important to know our ordering lines are very busy.
Yeah, and David, this design, it's so simple but so genius what they came up with. Fully vented all the way up to the edge. So that means the water can flow even when your Dripsie is filled with food. So it doesn't clog, it's clog resistant. It's flexible, it's dishwasher safe, it's a rubber and plastic material. And guess what? That just the simplicity and the smart design to let it sit below the the sink drain. So now when you're rinsing things, how about
Have you ever had a drink out of the kitchen sink?
what's that?
You ever drink out of the faucet?
Oh.
I think you can probably call it the kitchen drink.
The kitchen drink. but David, look how much oats I put in there, okay? Notice how the water continues to flow. I filled this up completely intentionally.
So you're washing out cereal bowls, you're washing off food off of dinner plates before you pop it in the dishwasher, the whole thing, right?
And those vents that go around the edge, traditional sink strainers do not have that. And then when it's time, it pulls right out of the sink. And look at all these oats. Now, I just want you to see, I'm going to just pop it right out. It's naturally stick resistant. So the food, which I'm knocking my other one in the sink.
Grab the box.
My food comes out and it's flexible. It's not going to rust. It's not going to, you have to worry about it bending.
Let me say this, and I say this about a lot of items on QVC. No one leaves their house and says at the top of their grocery list, I need to pick up Dripsies today.
Exactly.
I wouldn't begin to know where Dripsies are sold, right? I know that they're sold on QVC, and many of you are looking at this and saying, wow, I could use this in my kitchen. This is what makes QVC so perfect, right? Because you see something demonstrated, you know that it has a use in your own kitchen, you place an order, and where do we deliver it? Right to your doorstep. And you're going to get 3 of these tonight. Now, you may not have 3 sinks in your kitchen. So put one in the gift closet. They make great stocking stuffers because someone on your gift list is going to find it just as useful as you have, right? So we have a set of 3 in the blue, 1,700 left in the blue, set of 3 in the black, about 2,500, set of 3 in the red, about 3,000 remain, and set of 3 in the gray. And in this show, over 3,000 have been ordered. And 1,200 people are on the ordering lines. Mr. Roman.
Yes.
I am headed outside to get ready for the Blackstone griddle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you mind taking over and finishing this one up?
Not at all, not at all.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you.
Have fun out there.
I will see you in a few moments outside, but in the meantime, I'll leave you in Rick's capable
hands. All right, Dave, great to see you. And again, I love the simplicity, but the genius of this design. Your traditional sink strainer, remember, it sits on top of the drain. And by the way, these get rusted, they get bent. With Dripsie, it sits below the drain. It's naturally anti-clog resistant, but then it's also stick resistant. So when I go to empty this out, here we go, all the food comes out, and then when you're done with it at the end of the day, pop it in the top shelf of the dishwasher. You can see those vents go all the way around, so that allows the water to continue flowing. And the beauty is, no matter what you're draining, it's not going to clog. You're not going to have to worry about rusting or bending because it's completely flexible. It was designed to be flexible so it can snug down. And this rimless design with these vents really changes. So I'm just going to drop this in the sink. I'm going to take the gray one. I love the fact that you have color choices too, because if you want something to maybe hide in the sink, you go with one of the darker colors like the gray. And it doesn't matter whether it's potatoes, whether it's rice, anything you're rinsing in the sink, okay? The Dripsie is going to allow all that food to flow into the drain, but yet not clog or stop the water. I'm just continuing to pour water to show that those vents, they're different than your traditional strainer. And once again, that little post in the middle, you can see, makes it easy to grab. And then when you want to empty it out in the garbage, all the food releases. It's naturally nonstick. Really just a smart solution. And I compare it because we've accepted these for so long, but they really get kind of gross. They rust, they bend. This is not going to rust, and it's going to continue to last. You have 3 of them, which I love. Like David said, hey, maybe you don't have 3 sinks. This is a perfect stocking stuffer. Or if you want, you can throw one of these in the RV or the vacation home.
Exactly.
Hey, there's David. He's back out there.
Hey, Mr. Roman, can I tell everyone now that 4,000 have been ordered, and I still have 1,500 people waiting to place orders. QVC.com and your mobile app are your 2 fastest ways to get through. Set of 3 in the blue, final 1,500. Set of 3 in the black, 2,000 remain. Set of 3 in the red, fewer than 2,600, and finally the gray. And gray has been our most popular, so don't miss out on these. Mr. Roman, a pleasure, sir, and thank you so much for pinch hitting tonight.
See you, Dave.
Nice to have you here, buddy. All right, it's time to talk about Blackstone. Have you my card? Thank you.